The lesson A Truly Beautiful Mind, Unit 4, from the book Beehive of Class 9th. This chapter is about Albert Einstein. He was a great scientist. The title of the chapter, A Truly Beautiful Mind, refers to Albert Einstein. This is a short biography of his where some of his qualities have been highlighted. Albert's interest in mathematics and physics, and also his humanitarian attribute. The title, A Truly Beautiful Mind, makes one wonder that how can a scientist's mind be beautiful? It is so because in this lesson we come across another aspect of Einstein. He was a humanitarian, he advocated world peace, non-violence, and that is why the title refers to him as a truly beautiful mind. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in the German city of Ulm, without any indication that he was destined for greatness. On the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. To her, his head seemed much too large. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879. He was born in a city named Ulm in Germany. When he was a child, no one could predict that one day he would become a great scientist. He was like all the other children. Albert's mother thought that Albert was a freak because he did not behave, talk, or look like normal people did. He was different from other children of his age. Albert's mother also thought that his head was a bit too big in comparison to other children's heads. At the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. When he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. Einstein did not know what to do with other children, and his playmates called him Brother Boring. So the youngster played by himself much of the time. He especially loved mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister, Maja, he is said to have said, "Fine, but where are her wheels?" At the age of 2.5 students, Einstein still wasn't talking. When he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. That means he said everything twice. Finally, when he started speaking, he used to repeat the words. His playmates used to call him Brother Boring because he remained to himself. He did not play or talk to them. From the very beginning, since his childhood, he loved mechanical toys, such toys in which some kind of machinery was used, such as automated cars. When his sister was born and he looked at her, he could not see her feet. He was wondering where the baby's wheels were, that means the feet of the baby. As Albert Einstein used to play with toys and all the toys had a set of wheels, to him Maja seemed to be a toy too, and so he might have thought that where were her wheels. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter because he'll never make a success at anything. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. The headmaster of Einstein's school told Einstein's father once that Einstein would never be successful and in whatever profession he chooses. Einstein was a very good violinist. He learned playing the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to learn to play it. All his life he was an amateur violinist. Amateur is doing something for personal enjoyment rather than as a profession. So that is what it means, something which is your hobby and you do it as a pastime. He played the violin as a hobby, not as a profession. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old and scored good marks in almost every subject. Einstein hated the school's regimentation and often clashed with his teachers. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled there that he left the school for good. Albert Einstein was not a bad student. In fact, he scored good marks. He went to a school in Munich because his family had moved from Ulm to Munich when he was 15 months old, and he was able to score good marks in almost every subject. Now, Einstein found his school to be a place where strict discipline was imposed, and he disliked it strongly. Due to this reason, he often clashed with his teachers' opinions and opposed them. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so suffocated in that school he could not follow the strict discipline, and so he decided to leave the school for good, forever. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relatives. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German speaking Switzerland, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. When Albert Einstein left the school, 1 year before that, his parents had moved to another city, Milan, which is in Italy. Albert was left behind in Munich with his relatives. The school in Munich was very strict. Albert could not follow the discipline over there. He had a long discussion with his family, relatives, and finally, his parents agreed to put him in a school in Switzerland. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Einstein. Paragraph 6. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics, and after finishing school, he decided to study at a university in Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with the walrus mustache. Einstein was good at studies. He was highly gifted in mathematics. He also had great interest in physics. Once he finished school, he joined the university in Zurich. But science was not the only thing that appealed to him. He was a very handsome young man. Other than science, he had interest in something else also. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Mileva Maric, whom he found to be a clever creature. This young Serb had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The couple fell in love. Letters survive in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness. Wrote Einstein, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion." Other than maths and physics, Albert Einstein liked one of his fellow students. Her name was Mileva Maric. He thought that she was very clever, sharp, and intelligent. They met at the University of Zurich. Mileva Maric belonged to Serbia. That is why she's called a Serb. She came from Serbia to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few universities in Europe which gave degrees to female students. Einstein felt that Mileva was a friend because she also liked art, literature, and music. Both shared this common interest. In those days, having interest in art, literature, and music was not considered to be good. So, those people who were interested in these things used to call their opponents Philistines. Albert Einstein's family and many people in the university were not in favor of this. So, against such people, Albert Einstein and Mileva Maric's unity helped them face the situation. Philistine students mean it is a word which is used disapprovingly to talk about people who do not like art, literature, or music. Albert Einstein and Mileva Maric fell in love and they exchanged love letters to express their feelings. They used to write such kind of letters where they used to mix science with their feelings. At one instance, Einstein talked about his scientific invention and said that he would be very proud on that day when they would finally conclude their paper on the theory of relativity. In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. He worked as a teaching assistant, gave private lessons, and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. While he was supposed to be assessing other people's inventions, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. He is said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. In the year 1900, Albert Einstein was 21 years of age and he completed his graduation from the university but was still unemployed. From 1900 to 1902, Albert Einstein was working as a teaching assistant and gave private lessons also. Finally, in 1902, he got a job in Bern. Bern is a city in Germany. He got the job of a technical officer in a patents office in Bern. Patent is a document which gives the rights of an invention to an inventor. Einstein was supposed to check the inventions done by other people and give them a patent. On the other hand, secretly he was making his own invention too. Einstein later jokingly said that the desk on which he worked was the Office of Theoretical Physics. Why he said that? Because there only he started working on his invention. One of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. From this followed the world's most famous formula which describes the relationship between mass and energy. This formula is E is equal to mc square. In this mathematical equation, E stands for energy, m for mass and c for the speed of the light in a vacuum, which is about 300,000 kilometers per second. In the year 1905, Einstein published his first paper. It was about special theory of relativity. In this publication, it was written that the measurement of time and distance is not absolute. It depended on something else. According to the theory, if there are two clocks and both are moving, they will not show the same time. One clock will move faster than the other. This theory of relativity gave us this basic formula of physics: E is equal to mc square. E stands for energy, m for mass of the object and c for the speed of the light in a vacuum. Vacuum means where there is no air and the speed of light in vacuum is almost 300,000 kilometers per second. While Einstein was solving the most difficult problems in physics, his private life was unraveling. Albert had wanted to marry Mileva right after finishing his studies, but his mother was against it. She thought Mileva, who was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him. She was also bothered by Mileva's intelligence. She is a book like you, his mother said. Einstein put the wedding off. Albert Einstein wanted to marry Mileva Marik soon after he finished his studies, but his mother was against this. She thought that Mileva, who was 3 years elder to Albert Einstein, was too old for him. She also thought that Mileva was very intelligent to be a wife to Einstein, and she told Einstein that Mileva was also like a book and was similar to him. She was very much like him. As his mother was against this marriage, so Einstein decided to cancel the wedding for the time being. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had 2 sons. But a few years later, the marriage faltered. Mileva, meanwhile, was losing her intellectual ambition and becoming an unhappy housewife. After years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced in 1919. Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had two sons, but a few years into their marriage failed. Mileva was quite intelligent, and being a housewife, she was not able to cope with her ambitions. She could not fulfill her ambitions, and so she started becoming unhappy. Mileva was unhappy from this marriage. She could not fulfill her career dreams. So finally, in the year 1919, after prolonged fighting, both of them separated. Albert Einstein married the second time. He married his cousin Elsa. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. In 1915, he had published his general theory of relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. The newspapers proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. At this time, Einstein married Elsa. Another thing coincided. It was Einstein's rise to world fame. Einstein became world famous. Everyone acknowledged him as a great scientist. In the year 1915, he published one more paper which was based on general theory of relativity, which gave a new interpretation to gravity. In the year 1919, there was a solar eclipse which proved that Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity was correct. Albert Einstein had calculated in the year 1915 that in the year 1919 there would be a solar eclipse. Due to it, the apparent position of the stars would change to some extent. His calculation was accurate, so it was announced that Albert Einstein's work was a scientific revolution. Deflected here means change direction because it hit something. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. The Nobel Prize was awarded to Einstein in the year 1921 for physics. He was honored and was invited to various places all over the world. Even the press praised him. When the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein emigrated to the United States. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. Many of them had fled from fascism, just as Einstein had, and now they were afraid the Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. In 1933, when Germany came under the power of Nazis, at that time, Einstein left Germany and shifted to United States of America forever. After 5 years, the Germans discovered the process of nuclear fission, the process through which nuclear bombs or atomic bombs are made. This process was prepared in Berlin. Due to this, all the physicists in America were upset as they feared misuse of the technology. Uproar means they were very upset. There were many scientists who escaped to America because of fascism. Fascism was a dictatorial concept which was started in Europe from Italy by the rule of Benito Mussolini. All the scientists were afraid that the Nazis could misuse the atomic bomb. At the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. His words did not fail to have an effect. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Albert Einstein was requested by a colleague, and so he wrote a letter to the President of America, Franklin D. Roosevelt, on 2nd August 1939. He warned him that the atomic bomb, which was developed by Germany, was very powerful. If one of these bombs exploded on any port, it would not only destroy the area, but also it would destroy the surrounding territory. This shows Einstein's humanitarian quality. He wanted good for the people. He wanted peace in the world. That is why he wrote his concern to the President of America and warned him. Albert Einstein's letter had an impact on Franklin D. Roosevelt. The Americans developed the atomic bomb secretly and dropped it on two cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Germans had just developed the atomic bomb. They did not use it on any country, but America did. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. This time he wrote a public missive to the United Nations. In it, he proposed the formation of a world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made an impact, but over this one made no impact. But over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating for an end to the arms buildup and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. Lot of destruction took place and Einstein was shaken to see all that. He wrote an official letter to the United Nations organization. Missive means letter, especially long and official. Albert Einstein in this letter proposed to form a world government, but this letter did not bear any fruit. For another 10 years, Albert Einstein was involved in world peace. He was involved in politics, and his agenda was to stop the countries involved in collecting arms and developing weapons. He campaigned for world peace and democracy. His main agenda was world peace and freedom of people. When Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. Einstein could foresee the future. When he died in 1955 at the age of 76, the world celebrated him as a visionary. Visionary is a person who can think about the future in an original and intelligent way. He was a world citizen and a scientific genius too. So students, we come to the end of the lesson. Now, this lesson gives us a message, and it is that this account of the life and personality of the famous scientist Einstein gives us the message that a beautiful mind possesses not only innovative ideas but also makes sincere efforts to use these ideas for the well-being of mankind. Science should be solely devoted to the promotion of worldwide peace and prosperity. If used for destructive purposes, the scientific inventions and discoveries can wreak havoc on the earth.